Introducing Rachelle Aurisma, founder and CEO of Boujee by Rach and RA Lux Company. Rachelle, the native of the country of Haiti, where she moved out of at the tender age of 15 with her family in the quest for a better life. Having attended Northeastern University in Boston, Massachusetts, where she earned a Bachelor's of Science in both accounting and finance. The graduate entered the banking world, where she worked for 10 years at Citizens Bank. She later transferred to Santander Bank, where she quickly rose to the top and became the Assistant Vice President. In the year 2018, Rachel entered the entrepreneurial and business world further with the launch of her company, Boujee by Rach, a cosmetic line with a variety of products catering to many. In the year 2023, she gives birth to yet again another company, RA Lux Company, this time a luxury skincare line. Join Rachel and myself this Sunday, March 16 at 2 p.m. EST on Instagram Live to discuss women in business, culture, and entrepreneurship. Again, Sunday, March 16, IG Live, Youth Agency International HT, 2 p.m. EST. I look forward to seeing all of you there. Thank you. Owner of Boujee by Rach. Gashu, I invited you. Oh my God, please let it be that. Just accept the invite. Okay. All right. Oh, Gashu, how are you doing, my love?
I'm doing excellent, Rika. How are you?
I'm doing well. You know that I'm
Good way.
very, very tired, but I'm doing well. It's been so long since I've seen you. You look beautiful.
Thank you. It has been a while. Has it been about a year, perhaps?
Yes,
It has been a
almost
long
two
time.
years.
Oh,
Almost
wow.
2 years since
Time
we've
flies
connected.
by.
Yeah. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Rashu, I was getting ready to tell the people about my what I think about you, right? Because I told them that I don't want to wait until the person is no longer in your life in order to give them their flowers. So before I introduces you, I wanted to let them understand how much I value the woman that you are. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Um, when you came in my life in 2021, it was through a mutual friend who introduced us. And what Rachel did, because in the midst of her, getting, okay, hold on. Can you mute your mic? And then when you're talking, I'm going to mute my mic. You can mute your mic on Instagram.
Yes.
Like this is not going to give us an echo. Okay, thank you. So when Rachel and I got introduced to each other, ladies and gentlemen, the very first thing that she did, she sent me one of her palettes. She has, we're going to talk about Boujee. And she sent me just one of her palettes. And we quickly started to talk to each other and getting to know one another. And in the midst of us getting to know each other, Haiti suffered a shock with the assassination of the president. And what she did is that she sent me, which I still have, even if I'm not wearing makeup today, but every time that I'm wearing any type of makeup, it is from Boujee by Rach. Rachel sent me a huge package, a huge box of makeup. I had at the time all of her products. She not only did that, she stayed with me on the telephone every single night she was talking to me. I think that Rachel is the only person who actually asked me, how are you doing? Are you okay? How is your mental? She was the only person who cared enough about me. And this is why I created it. I want people to understand that when you are want to do collaboration, business partnership, deals with people, a lot of the time it's not going to come from anything but the connection and the way that the person made you feel. This is how you are going to acquire and gain so much from another person. I never and will never forget the time and the way that Rachel made me feel not only valued, but she cared about me. And when she sent me those products, not one time did she ever mention anything about money. And I remembered when my mom flew to the United States. Rachel drove all the way to my aunt's house. She needed to do this, she needed to do that, but she took the time to send me a new palette that Boujee was coming out with. And she said, I'm going to send you. And then she said, oh, Becca, I was so tired. Li fait bouche avec famille moi. Li dit, I was tired, Becca. I didn't have the time. And I said, oh, it's okay, Gashu. And then I received everything. So it is an honor for me to receive you today, Rachelle, because we've literally met each other just a couple of years ago. And I was extremely impressed with your work, with the brand. And I was just like, how come people don't, the world doesn't know about Boujee by Rach? Because from the name of the company to the products to the way that you deliver, everything is impeccable. So now I'm leaving the floor to you so that you can talk a little bit about who you are and introduce yourself to the people.
Can you hear me, Becca? Wow, thank you so much for that introduction. Yeah, I remember 2 years ago, it was kind of chaos, right? But it was wonderful. And I remembered our mutual friend. She was telling me about you and stuff like that. And then when I met you, the collection, we just clicked right away. And like it's funny that you mentioned like all of these things. It just like I mean it's just who I am as a person, and thank you so much for that. But going back, who I am, a lot of people know me like Boujee. They see me in like events and stuff like that, but one of the biggest thing that people don't know, it's like my financial, like my professional world. Have been in the banking industry for 22 years. I've trained a lot of folks. I've acquired a lot of sales, brought a lot of money to both like two companies that I've worked with. Started with Citizens Bank when I was like really, really young, 18 years old. Right after high school, I worked for Pareto Shoes where I gained a lot of my customer service skills. And then shortly after that, they went out of business and I joined Citizens Bank, worked with them for 10 years. And then quickly after, just worked with Citizens Bank for 12 years. I mean, Santander Bank for 12 years. So 22 years in the professional world. I have done, quite a lot managing two business, motherhood, and to it all, also going to a divorce. That's one thing we spoke about. So, really, really excited to to answer whatever question that you have and whatever people need to know about me. They can. I mean, here's the opportunity.
Thank you. Now, we know that you are originated from Haiti and you came to the United States from Haiti when you were 15 years old. How was that transition for you, Rachel? And how was you like? It's been a while, so can you remember growing up in Haiti, what it was like, how it was, and tell us a little bit about that aspect, your childhood.
Was the best thing ever, Becca. But here's the thing, my childhood, all right? So I had very strict parents, okay? And growing up with three older brothers, I was the only girl, last one, so it was very challenging. Not really, because I was a child, but going back, I wouldn't change a thing. So, Growing in Haiti, I left at the age of 15. So it was strictly going to school. I attended Collège Saint-François like all my primary school. I attended it there and I quickly moved to Collège Canado Haitien. And I left at the age, I love you too, baby. My son is leaving to college, he's just saying bye to me. I left at the age of 15, but strictly Baker. So a lot of the background, okay, come from the school that I attended, who I was, my upbringing, very important. Those are the things that made me who I am today. And it was school, church, home, basically. you know and I remember when I came here at 15, it was hard because my father, and I still had fun. A lot of people was like, oh, you never been to a carnival in like Haiti? No, I don't even know what that was like growing up, because yeah, my parents were very strict. I could not really leave the house unless I was attending school. And from there, my brothers were waiting for me outside if he wasn't my chauffeur, and then bring me home, and then that's it. The homework and get ready for the next day. On the weekend, get ready for church. But it was fun. That's all I know. And but I attended great schools. I always traveled, Becca. So it's not like, just flew into the United States and stayed. I travel every year with my parents and go back and like for school. I always vacation here and go back with my parents for school. So when I was 15, that's when my father lost his job in Haiti and he decided to come here. And it was very, very challenging, like migrating into a country where I did not know anybody. I had friends here, yes, but friends from school that you go up with since she was like young, like 6 years old. And those are the people that you actually go into the same class every single year and just coming in here and don't have any idea like what you're gonna find, who you're gonna find, who's gonna be a friend, and yet along a whole different language. I know a few words of English when I attended school in Haiti, but I did not speak it fluently. So all that was very challenging into, like coming into a new country, meeting new friends, and really kind of be not on my own, but there's a lot of things. My parents did not speak English as well. So it was challenging. It was just, but I quickly adapted to the culture. Very quick. And one of the things me and my son, my oldest, we always talk about is myself sitting in a class of English. Everyone is speaking English. I mean, I had a lot of Haitian that attended school with me, but the teacher spoke English, and I literally had to learn very, very, very quick. So, like, attended high school at 15, graduated at 17, actually, because they skipped me a class. Like, everything is things that I've already learned in Haiti, and then seeing it was just like, I mean, academically, I did really well. It was a language that I had to adapt and everything, and then seeing everything around me, it was okay, but I did miss the life that I had in Haiti. But here, it just, like more broad, and that's when I actually when I became 18, like they say here that you became an adult, not from my parents, but it's funny, Becca. But I did a lot of things, no experience. I met a lot of great people throughout the way, but overall, it was great. The transition was difficult, but I managed.
One of the things that I not only realized with you, but also the mutual friend who introduced us, she had said that to me. She said, "My boss, Rebecca, she is just intelligent.
Oh my
She is the epitome of class. She is just strict, and you give off that vibe. You are just, you are just that girl. sincerely. You take a lot of the time to put something out, but it's because you want to give the best. Even with your companies, it's bougie by Rach. So it's not for everyone. If you're not bougie, then you can't wear it. The skincare line, it's are a luxe company. So
Right.
there is a certain standard that you want to keep and you want to remain. And Rachel, when we are looking, because maybe you don't really evolve on social media, but maybe you know certain things. You know, there's such a lack these days when it comes to the younger generation of our Haitian youth, when it comes to social media and what they are presenting. They are presenting du n'importe quoi. You know, there is no depth into anything that they are putting out, right? They do it just for the fun of it. Yo la gay, bouche yo la gay, ko yo la gay, you fais n'importe quoi. And I find that people, it's kind of like, oh, that's what sell. But is it or is it not? So how do you define that? And what do you want to share? Because one of the things that I tell people with this series is that I want them to understand that we all could be doing the same thing, but the both of us are not going to get the same places just because of the standard of the work that you're doing. The work that you're doing has got to have a certain level at all type of levels. So it's not only the aesthetic of the world. So when I'm looking at Boujee by Rach, and when look at you with your glass of wine. If this is not bougie, I don't know what
Oh my
else is. Look at her. If this is not bougie, then I don't know what else is. So it's like you are literally representing, you are not selling something that you don't embody. You are literally selling the person that you are. So how do you emphasize that level of excellence to anyone who's watching?
Well, that's a very important question, Becca, because there's a lot of the market is very, very saturated. A lot of people really want to put something out there. In my professional world, I've coached a lot of folks, and I call it having the will and the skill. All right. So a lot of people have the will, but the skill and the foundation needs to also be there. The foundation, those are the pillars that's actually going to grow, because when you put in a company out there, there's the idea of just putting a company and be popular, but there's also doing the work. Like putting excellence, like finding the right product, working with like vendors, like with those like pharmaceutical company that's been in the industry for years, and those takes time. When I put something out there, it's not something that, like I've been working with for like a week. It's something that I've been working with for like 6 months, a year, something I've tested, have worn, and I've gone outside and, get complimented from there. And so it takes time, and that's what I'm doing. And that's basically the thing, is differentiate yourself from everything that's out there. Put in a product, because when you go online, when you type in like makeup product, a lot comes up. But it's just like once you try it, once you put it on your skin, the effect that like, I mean, you feel like how you wear it. How does it make you feel? Is it long lasting? Does it break out your face? Like, it's very important to really do the research and put in the work out there. To not wash and just put in anything out there, because that's what's going on. They have the will, but they don't have the skill. And like, honestly, Becca, it costs to really, starting a company from scratch. It costs a lot of money to really put luxury things out there. And I tell people all the time, it's like, okay, so here's my company. I represent that company. if anything happen, okay, like I'm the one, like I am Boujee by Rach. I am Ari Loves Beauty. I represent both company. So anything that I put out there, because of who I am, yet very humble, but at the same time, if I'm putting something, I want it to speak volume. I want people, well, I am wearing bougie, well, and it's something that's long lasting, and it's something that, in the future they'll find into Sephora. It's something that, I mean, like creating like more time to actually have multiple stores everywhere. So it's not just the will, I like that question, but also the skill has to be there and the patience, Baker. Takes hard work.
Girl, I know. I know. Now, Rashu, you have a background in finance. So you, before you launched your company, you were in or a professional woman. Basically, you had your life, your children and your marriage and everything. So what, I know that makeup blew and makeup just, it's not even as big as it was before. I'm not so sure how it blew, if it was the Kardashian, but makeup just blew. So, how did you come up? Did you always want to have a company? And was makeup always something that you did? Because you're not a makeup artist. So, where did the idea come to launch Boujee by Rach?
Of
Can you tell us a
Yeah,
little bit about that?
of course, definitely. Here's the thing, Becca. I'm self-taught when it comes to makeup. So I used to do like makeup for my friends. So back in the days after high school, that's just one thing that I did on the side, doing makeup for my friend. Yes, I mean I wasn't doing like crazy makeup, like make this my actual like goal, my actual job to just like do makeup. But yes, that was one of my biggest passion. Makeup is doing makeup. It's just expressing yourself, and like a lot of people don't realize, and they just like, what is makeup? It just speaking to who you are. You want to wake up today and then, you want to do something drastic and then, feels good about yourself. Like, there's no rules when it comes to makeup. And I love that. And one of the challenge, because back in the days, yes, there were a lot of makeup, but there weren't a lot of makeup for girls of color. Because I mean, they weren't a lot of like really palettes that had like multiple colors to really do whatever the craziness that people can do with makeup. Because really, it's expressing yourself. And so MAC was very big. MAC was the first makeup that I used. I love MAC, and but their palette were very limited to nude. Like most of those makeup companies out there, it was just nude. So that really, so seeing that doing makeup for people, even people that were getting married, they used to call me, they know me in the makeup world. They love how I do my makeup, and I always tell my face. I will go out there, do a makeup, they see it, oh my God, I really love your makeup. Who did your makeup? I did. And that's how a lot of people get to know me. And then from there, I think we lost.
Okay, yeah, I hear you now. It stopped when you said from there, but you can tell me. I don't know what happened.
Okay. Yeah, so and that's the birth of Bougie by Rich. To just create a makeup like crazy, like colors. You want it, you find it, you think of it, it's there, and it's there for all, like cater to like all sort of community, like all, like I mean skincare, skin type. And that's basically the birth of Bougie. It was the limited supplies, the makeup available when I used to wanted to create whatever I wanted to create, because I have those crazy ideas that I just want to put to life. And having those limited supplies, those were like my thrive for creating Bougie. And Bougie keeps on evolving. I have a lot coming up, like that's going to be like wow, like people will really like, and I'm excited about it.
Now, one of the things that I enjoyed, even though today, because I'm super tired, I was like, the makeup look that I really wanted to do would have been extremely bold. And I gravitate a lot to the bold colors, all the blue lips that I do, the green lips, everything. And that's what I loved with Bougie because, makeup came, and like you said, there are a wave of people who just, it's either they are shy or they don't really know how to like apply the makeup. But Lashu, can you mute your mic? Okay. Okay, they don't really know how to apply the makeup. But I find that, a lot of people just gravitate toward, regulars, the browns, the nude lips. But when you can have like, you have a deep blue, you have your CEO palette that is so rich. I still have everything, and you have those bold colors that I find that you can create so many looks from those bold colors. And that's one of the things that I enjoyed with Boujee by Rach, is that you literally can create any type of looks from the many palettes that you have. And also, one of the things that I realize is that it's a full, I don't know, when we are done, people can check your website, but it's a full makeup line. So it doesn't stop at really the palettes. You have foundation, and one of the foundations that I remember that you sent me was the satin finish, which works so perfectly well for the weather in Haiti. It absorbs into your skin, and when this foundation is over, you freaking look like skin, like glass skin. You also had the I think it's the primer, but it had a little bit of gold in it. Remember, it's like the oil primer. So you could either wear it on its own, so when you wash your face, you put it and you just go about your day, or you put it under a matte finish foundation, and it's just like perfect. And for me, the products that I've enjoyed the most with Bougie are the satin finish foundation, all of the what you call this thing that I put all the time, highlighters. Oh my god, I'm obsessed. The highlighters, especially the brown one, is almost done. Like, I don't even have to go anywhere, and my face is filled with like highlights. I just love highlights, and I find that Bougie has a variety of highlights. You have the gold one, you have brown, you have Sweet Abby, you have Black Diamond, you have Diamond. I know everything. Like I'm telling you, every time that someone sees my face and someone sees any type of makeup that I've been doing for the last what 3-4 years now, the majority comes from Bougie by Rach. The only thing that has probably changed is sometimes, depending on lip gloss that I have, is probably a different brand, but for the most part. And also the brow pomade that you have, the pencil brow that Bougie sells, it's one of my favorite. It's actually, listen, I'm a makeup enthusiast and lover. I don't do makeup, but my face is always beat. And it's annoying to not have the perfect brow, because they break, or the brown is too deep, or it's not. And the brow that you have, the one where it's like there's a pencil, and it's just like, this was like, these are the products that I find for me or the best. But as you mentioned, I could see that the brand has evolved. I can see that some of the packages are different. And I see that you have, because when we started and when I received some of your products, a lot of them were mostly matte lipstick, and Bougie had a few lip gloss. But now, when I'm looking at some of the products that you are putting out, it looks like you are gravitating a lot more on putting out lip glosses for people. I know that it's a thing now to have the plump lip gloss, the ones with the little plump. So how is the business aspect? How do you manage, like, do you create those palettes? Do you sit down and, well, you just said you have a lot of ideas, but Are you working with a team? Do you sit with other people and come up with the type of products that are, because it's a full, I hope people will check it out. It's a full, full brand. So how are you managing this brand?
Yes, Baker. One of the things that you mentioned with the foundation and the primer, a lot of the time. So one thing that I've done is really studied, like doing makeup for multiple folks. Like each and everyone has a different skin type. And some people you can't just apply makeup, and that's why sometimes like the people that don't know, and they just go out there. Sometimes their makeup start breaking, and they just like themselves. They don't know or they don't realize like what's going on. The primer was created like very intended for those people that have like all sort of skin type. Like myself, I have oily T-bone. Like any makeup that I wear, once it start getting hot, I go out there because and then I start sweating the rest of my face. And that's when like back in the day. So I did some research on that. I started researching and I'm like, okay, here's the solution. Tested it, and I will go days on like a 90-degree weather with the primer and my makeup. My face will not break, and I'm like, okay, so that's what I have to put out there. So, per se, I don't have, so I work with a lot of vendors, but the idea that comes to mind, I search those vendors and I'm like, okay, this is what I have. So, what do you have? How can we make this happen? So that's how I work with people. When it comes to the name, the idea, because it's really all me. I will spend an entire night. I like that company, like Boujee. I give it like I love makeup so much, and I love what I do so much. It's not so much like like loving makeup. It's just so much of the way the makeup speaks volume, like how it makes people feel, and putting the right thing out there. That was the most important thing. So the name, like Sweet Abby, my daughter, and then putting all of those things. So I actually sit down and have my plan and put everything, create it and review it. And is it to my liking? And not only is it to my liking, is it to also the people that I cater to? I mean, I will be catering to. Like, how would they see it? How would they like it? And also keeping in mind that like bougie, the word, because people ask me that a lot, like why bougie, what's the meaning of bougie? So it's like, if you like the definition of it, if you Google it, like a lot of people will see it differently. Oh, bougie has a lot of different meaning, but my bougie is a luxurious lifestyle, yet humble in character. Luxurious lifestyle, yet humble in character, and I take that and I bring that into like really everything that's out there. You see a lot of like I have a lot of product coming up in the next month, and you'll see that he'll be like, from just looking at the lipstick, he'll be like, okay, that's just different. That's bougie, and like you said a long time ago, like people wanted to just wear matte. They just like less maintenance. You can just apply it and go about your day, like spend 8 hours without like even worry. But some people just want something. They just really want to touch up. They just want a gloss. Sometimes I see you wearing a like lip gloss right now. Sometimes people just want to wear like lip gloss and just go about their day. Because lately I've been really working a natural look. And sometimes when I'm just leaving the house, I just want to put a clear lip gloss and then just go about my day, and still feels like, like just wearing the primer and go outside without makeup. I still feel beautiful. My skin still feels so soft, and I still have my lip gloss, and I can just go about my day. Like my lips are not dry, but I don't have that bold color on me when it's like 12, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And that's basically all the thoughts that come into it when I have my product out there.
Lashu, how do you stay competitive? Because you just mentioned that back in the days, and I remember now that you're saying that, I'm going back in my memories and I could see me going to Macy's and Mac was really popping. Mac was everywhere. It was really the top brand that everyone knew. But now, if we are even, looking at the drugstore product, there are Elf. I use their product. It's actually one of their lip oil that I have on. I use their foundation because they are recognizing that so many people now are using makeup, even if it's just, the simple thing. So you do have a sort of like elevation from everybody, the drugstore, or literally gaining. NYX is literally, getting deals with, celebrities to promote their products. So how is Bougie remaining competitive in such a um, I don't want to say oversaturated market, but pretty much in a market, whether it is that you are operating in the United States, in Haiti, everywhere, you have Huda Beauty, you have everywhere. So how does Bougie remains competitive on the market?
Yes, Vika, when you and it's so funny, and I go back to Mac because Mac was the only makeup really, like us girls of colors will just whiff it to and then go to, and it'll be just like, oh my God, like I mean, are you wearing Mac? What brand are you wearing and stuff like that? But here's the one thing that I did. It really look the market is saturated makeup. There's a lot of product out there. There's a lot of makeup out there. One of the things that I look at really is making bougie very luxurious yet affordable. Because the one thing with those makeup companies, like a long time ago, if you had to go and you wanted to wear luxurious makeup, you had to pay for it. Like I mean, lipstick were being sold for like $50 a matte lipstick. And how do people really, young girls, even like, like I mean, high school girl or whoever you are that just wanted to really have access to those makeup, and yet you're not really working full time, and maybe your parents will be like, are you crazy? I mean, why should I buy you a $50 makeup and stuff like that? So that's what I kept in mind with every product that I'm coming out with. I make it very affordable and I make it very luxurious. So it's very competitive, and I think about Bougie will be in the store soon. That's one thing that I'm working towards. But it just staying authentic to myself, Becca, and putting the the best product out there and very competitive with the price. That's what really kept me. A lot of people will be like, will try Bougie and be like, oh my God, why I didn't know about that company before? Like, what's going on? Like, your staff is just great. I mean, I don't even feel like I'm wearing like anything. And those are the best like compliment I could receive. But with the market out there, it is quite a lot. NYX is very affordable, but yeah, so I mean, like you said, just wearing the lip gloss and also preference because people will try it and then come back. So the essential thing you want to make sure like I like having in mind that once my customer try my product, I know they will come back for whatever that I have, and that also staying consistent with always putting new product out there. I always put in like whatever's going on, not just staying with whatever I had. People come back and always like people will go on my website. Oh my God, is that a like liner? How is that? So I mean, where is the like tip of the liner? Like what's going on? Have never seen that before. I have people contacted me and then be like, Rachel, your product are so beautiful, just the pictures. I just wouldn't know how to use it. And I was like, well, I will teach you. So that's just the one thing. The price is very extremely competitive. but it's a very luxurious high-end brand as well.
Gashu, one of the things that we can notice, and I've been on you with that, is that although you have a, Instagram page, you are also on TikTok, but you don't really have a strong social media presence. And not to say it's good or it's bad. Is it a preference from you to, is it lack of time? Is it that you don't really fully know how to manage with the social media aspect? Or is it because, you know what, we'll have a social media page, but let me focus more on my clientele and the products that I'm making? Because some people, and it depends, I would say. Some people, their business would scale up very much through social media because they got it down on lockdown. They know how to maneuver, they know how to grow their audience, they know how to create like the different type of like reels, post, and it's a constant because if you're going to evolve in social media and acquire that audience, you literally have to hustle and bustle. So let me know if it's because I've been on you with that. I used to tell you that all the time. I used to tell you that last show I want you to be online. I want you to connect with your audience. But it seems like you are connecting with your audience. Now, is your audience are going to be only the people where you evolve, and so it's kind of like people in your communities, people that you work with, like maybe you live in Massachusetts, maybe you are participating in the different events that Massachusetts has going on. Do you travel out of states to participate in event? Do you network with other businesses? Have you participated in fairs? Like, how is that aspect of your marketing? And is it again, is it a preference for you to leave the social media world for people who want to do it, or is Boujee thinking about, coming here a little bit more strongly with that?
Yes, definitely, Becca. That's something you've mentioned. Like you always be on like on me regarding social media. But here's the thing. I'm gonna answer very honestly. Becca, I used to I manage like well, I'm the assistant vice president of a company where I have to deliver, and I also have two other company that I'm managing. Here's the thing. So when I'm at work in my office, I focus solely on that. So to just answer that question, it's really time, and that's one of the reasons that I'm focused solely on those two businesses and just really having my presence because of like a lot of people that around me knows okay she's the CEO of Boujee, she's the founder, but people don't really know, and that's important connecting with the audience. And honestly, I do a really a good job with maneuvering with work, children, and then those two company. But having the time, and that's one of the reasons that actually I took a break in the professional world to really put myself out there. That's very important. And yes, I do attend a lot of events. Like well, people knows about Boujee and people start knowing about the skincare company as well. It's actually really taken off. They really love all the product and stuff like that. I get a lot of calls and I work with a lot of other companies. They really love it. But it was really a matter of juggling all of like all of those things at once. It's not it's okay. That's the path that I choose, but also required a lot of time. And that's just one of the things that you did not really see me on social media. You'll see few posts, you'll see few clips, but the actual presence, that's just something that just needed to be there. And on the next month coming, definitely that's something that will change.
But I guess everybody walks in their own path. So j'aime toujours do ça. I used to tell you that because I just never knew how you had the time from getting up early in the morning, and you're so kind. This is like I remember like you would literally talk to me for hours in the middle of the night, and you would have to get up to actually go to work from 8 to 5, and then you have to, go pick up your kids, spend time with your kids, and then work. So I remember there was a time I used to tell you that gosh, something is gonna have to give, because I always looked at Boujee and I knew that I said Boujee should be out there with the big brands, with the big, but in order for you to do that, there needs, like, something has got to give. And you're not the only person that I talk to. I also mentor other people and I coach them. But a lot of the people that I mentor, they are risk takers to a certain degree, but also I also have to take into consideration that sometimes people have families. Like, I'm an entrepreneur, but I don't have a family outside of myself, so I could take a big risk on myself because I'm not going to worry too much about my child or my children. But I find out a lot of the time people have to plan, so it's not like they're not going to do what I say. They are going to do what I say, but it may just take a little longer because they have to actually plan out how they're going to put down the 9 to 5, the 8 to 4, the 8 to 5, and build on. So I'm happy to hear that we are going to see you online, and the spring is coming, so I know Boujee is going to come with a lot of new stuff. And myself, I also want to work with a lot of, because I've had so many of your products and I enjoy them, I wear them, and I can't wait to create more reels for Boujee. Now, you mentioned your skincare line, and let's just jump into that. You have a new company. I don't know how you do it with kids, work, two companies. I don't know, girl. But sometimes, l'homme gen pile idée, l'homme creative, that's what it comes. Like, you just are very creative. So it comes with that. One of the things that I always tell people is that I live in Haiti, and precisely in Port-au-Prince. And there is a very much a growing platform for makeup. Almost everyone in Haiti is doing makeup, seminars, a lot of people. But I always say to people that for me, I felt like Haiti should have just as equally, like, même jan yon moun a fait makeup, c'est même jan pou ta fait skincare. Because if you don't have the perfect skin, your makeup cannot be applied on the best. And in the last 3 years or so, I really started to pay attention into my skin. And si mwen pat gen on skin ki te normal, like today, I would feel a particular way. Like, I would feel like, oh my God, like, I don't look my best. Like, there are people who are not comfortable without any makeup because their skin is not the best. And I find that it works hand in hand. You need to have the perfect canva, the perfect skin in order for you to wear the makeup. A lot of the times, c'est pas que maquillage n'est pas belle, c'est pas que maquillage n'est pas bon. It's just the fact that the skin is not fresh, it's not looking its best, it's not plump. And I want you to walk us through our Lux company. Where did the idea come from? Why did you decide, on top of everything, to come up with a skincare line? And also, we're going to talk about your skincare line because, I was just talking to someone who wants to actually come to Haiti and open also a skincare, but she was telling me that it's more on the, like, natural thing. And I want you to tell us about your brand, what it is, what people are going to get from that, how did you find it, and why did you find it? Was there a niche, or did you literally just felt like people need to have good skin? And what are you offering?
Really good, Becca. I mean, like you mentioned, skin and makeup goes together because a lot of time, like, women will cover up, not want to show like covering their imperfection per se, but having the essential just targets the area of those imperfection and just being able to make makeup just an option, without like a necessity. That's one of the reasons that I launched Our Lux Beauty. So a couple of years ago, at the end of 2023. So like I said, those companies that I work for, those vendors, those are the people that I've worked for like for years before actually creating something. And going to work, I used to always wear something. I used to always wear makeup. If I'm wearing a yellow suit, I have yellow like eyeshadow or something, the variety of colors that I have out there. So, and then again, a lot of people will approach me. It's like, Rachel, I have this skincare issue. Myself, growing up Becca, when I grew up in Haiti, I left Haiti at the age of 15. So growing up in Haiti, like hyperpigmentation is really, it's something that's huge among Black women. Like all like sort of like, like I mean all women in general has you aging. So people think like when you hit 40 or when you hit 50, that's when you have to use the essential like skincare product. You start really honestly, I will advise like any like young girls to really start taking the essential, the apply the right product at like really 18. My daughter is 12. She uses my product. And that little Abby is something else. Let's not even get into that. But she uses my product, and but it's just like I have a variety of soap, like natural soap. Like turmeric is very, very big. It's very essential. Even like I was watching an interview with those Victoria's Secret models, and one of the thing like that's like a plus. They have to use turmeric for like their skin to really keep it. Like turmeric is really, really big, and that's one of the thing in my company. I have all sort of turmeric product. I have like soap. I have lotion. I have cleanser. I have scrub, like you name it, you find it. And it's all natural, essential that you need to go on a daily basis to use in the future to keep your skin really, really nice. And it's just like sometimes you find those people in like 50s and stuff like that. What do you use? And some other people doesn't have the base. They don't know really skincare. There's no age, there's no limit for skincare. So I use those products. The thing about me, because growing up in Haiti, uh, me personally, simgel mai kwenk modem, like tellement fait max soupon, it will take like for my parents that had access to good skincare to remove those tash. Somewhere I mean it wasn't available years ago when I used to live in Haiti. That's one of the things that after I really got bougie to where I wanted to go and still growing rapidly. I put like the skincare out there available to all skin type, but it just also, for women that's really looking to clear out, to really target, like find a solution for their imperfection, for that to be available to them. That's the whole thing with the skincare and also the hair care as we aging, as we growing also, we just like on our crazy like daily thing. We just like so busy and stuff like that. And I remember one of my big clients was like, Rach, what about with hair care? Like what's going on? It's funny with all the locks, when I had it, I did have the ponytail. I am wearing one right now, and it's having like the essential to really target the roots, like like really making a woman feel great about themselves. And that's what both of my company are about, and that's where our locks to birth really, because right now I have a more natural look because I have not wore a wig for like 6 months, and I love my wig. Let's just put it out there. And I had cut my hair. I love my wig, girl. I would not step out without it like years ago. So, oh no, no, no. Yeah, but we just having the confidence. I with my oil, and I am so confident about it. In like 2 weeks, you will experience growth bigger. And also wearing wigs, like over the years, one thing we'll know, it does make your hair weak. And yes, definitely having all that pressure towards your hair. When I started wearing my hair naturally, it was like, oh my God, I didn't know you had hair. And I was like, why? Because you're always wearing a wig, but I love a wig. We don't always wear something because we're covering our imperfection. Some people are, but sometimes we're just expressing ourselves. Just like I said earlier about makeup, just like having all sort of like you can really bring an idea to life with makeup. And also sometimes the way you don't want to apply the pressure on your hair, like the heat and everything that comes to it. And you just want to wear a different color. You don't want to put your hair just wear like blonde every day or like, just wear like a blue. I will never wear blue, but like people do whatever they they need to do to make themselves feel good. And that's all I'm all about. So that's basically the birth for Aurelux Beauty, which catered to skincare and hair care.
I skimmed through to the pictures that you made it to me with RA Lux, and I just as Boujee, I could see that it's a full company because you not only provide the product in terms of like soaps, in terms of lotions. You mentioned turmeric, but you also have pomegranate. That's what I noticed. You have pomegranate, which is also excellent for the skin. And I started to use those products like baseline turmeric with the mutual friend that we had in common that we have in common. She's the one who like started, and turmeric is took it a notch for me. I think like it was her products who really put me on with turmeric because the way that the skin becomes so beautiful when you have it. And then you also have papaya. You have a variety of just natural ingredients that are not necessarily going to bleach the skin, but that'll literally going to enhance your skin. And scrub is something that I can't live without. I cannot live without my scrubs. I utilize a lot of my scrub. My Himalayan scrub is something that I do almost like 2 to 3 times, and I can literally see a difference in my skin from using, just paying attention to what you're using, paying attention to the ingredients. So I'm really, really excited for this brand that you have. And also you mentioned the hair, which a lot of people now are doing hair. Hopefully, I mean, wigs are beautiful. I've never worn wigs, but I'm assuming that just the versatility to have it, it's nice, to create the different things with your wigs. And like you said, to take away from the pressure of your natural hair. So I look forward to seeing the hair care line. I believe that it's coming out soon in a month or two, and people can go shop in the website that you have for the skincare line, if I'm correct, right?
So honestly, Becca, with the hair care, I don't know if I'm going to put wigs out there. I really really have the hair growth oil that's growing your hair naturally. I have the ponytail, which you wear your hair because right now I am wearing my hair, and I just put the ponytail as an extension to just be bougie a little bit, and and yeah, so having wigs, that's an extended. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be put that. A lot of people ask me, but I'm not really focused towards that. To be honest, I'm really focusing towards skincare. In my skincare, I have a variety of like all sort of things out there. I have carrot. I even have like goat soap that catered to absolutely even children can use it because having access to my company, whatever you need once you visit my website, when it comes to all sort of soap, I even have a soap for men to relax their muscle after they just like leave the gym and stuff like that. So I cater to all like ages, men, women, and children, but I want to focus there in the natural product. The only thing you're gonna find with our Lux company, that's it's just the extension. That's all. But like the hair oil is selling very. That's one of my best seller for our Lux. That's the hair part. Turmeric is my great seller. Carrot is also one of my, oh my God, like people buy it by dozens. They'll be like calling me, oh, like Rachel, I'm on my fifth, it's about to be done. Let me just, and then people give their family. They realize how efficient, they try it and then they give it to their family. So that just the thing. I'm not sure about the wig yet, but the extension, yes.
Rach, in the beginning, how much it costs to start a company. Um, how are you supporting both of your companies in terms as launching them launching. Now, we do know that you have a background both in finance as well as in accounting. Do you find that your background helped you be very clear in terms of numbers, in terms of finding the right fundings? How are you managing in terms of like funding? Is everything just you? Are you taking from one company to support the other? Or are you like all entrepreneur hustling, like looking for fundings, like putting yourself out there, like small business, women, because there are a lot of grants outside. So are you also tapping into the grants?
It's a very good question, because one thing about me, I definitely the finance world really, really helped me become the woman that I am right now. My background, the school that I've attended in the past, and really that knowledge of really knowing when it comes to finance and running a business, it's not for the weak. I've been a very successful assistant vice president in the professional world, where I was blessed to have the funding to start my company. But there are a lot of grants out there. My job did not offer any grants, but that's one thing I was not gonna do. I was not gonna make the move to take a loan to start a company, because I had the knowledge and the idea of really what it takes to when it comes to repay a loan, and then that debt that's on my head. I did not want that. But with my success with the professional world, I was blessed enough to use my own funding to start both of my companies. And yes, there's a lot of grant out there. And there's grant for like minority, there's grant for women. There's a lot out there. I have not actually look into it. I have not got to the need where I do need it to tap into it. When I started opening stores, when I started really, the idea of having multiple store, maybe that's something I will definitely look into and definitely apply for. But all of my company are self-funded.
Excellent. Definitely, you should look into that. And also, I'm not so sure if you are aware, but in the fall and spring is coming up, Boston has an array of events that they do, and they have a Women Entrepreneurs Week. So you can always go there and you will have access to a pool of resources, especially if you are able to tie in your business, which I teach people constantly, is the notion of tying your business into a project, like tying, like saying, yes, it's a business, but it's supporting this community. It's for that. Like, okay, I have RA Lux Company. It's a beauty and luxurious company that is supporting women that have acne, that is supporting women that have alopecia. And then you create the project and you say, okay, this is the targeted, and then that's how you can get those fundings, into your business. So ça sont pour nous parler à nous deux, so that I can like make sure that and then you can tap into a lot of the resources. It's great. It's excellent that you were able to like be self-funding your business. Not many people can do it, but gen an pile bagay ki do yo pour capable rale ressources ça. So I don't know if you wanted to add anything else, but to conclude, Rashu, I don't know, like this was a loving conversation. Let us know, what can people expect from both your companies. The spring is coming, when someone is going to watch this, what do you want them to gain from both of your company? Why should they even like check your website and figure out, okay, what you are about?
Really great, Baker. Like I said, I'm really keeping up and really putting the product out there like women will really want in their handbag, in their purse. When it comes to bougie, the white lipstick, the white lip gloss, the white mirror, like really what they'll need. I have a lipstick out there that people reach out to me and be like, "Oh my God, that is so unique!" And the lipstick itself has a mirror on the side, and it has an LED light when you open it. So you can be anywhere and you can wear your lipstick with no issues. Just being authentic to myself. And that's one of the things that, that's the mirror. Look at you. You have that mirror. But here's one thing. I have to grab this one for you, Baker. I have so that lipstick. I don't know if you check the website. That's a combo that has a mirror on the side. So that's a two-in-one. He has a mirror on the side. When you open it, he has lights. He has an LED light, and you can apply that lipstick, right? You already have the light and like the brightness that you're looking for, that you can be anywhere, like, like anytime. And then you have that. So I have like multiple glosses in that. My daughter is something else. Like her friend, she's already sold like plenty to her friends just because she just go and then start using the gloss. And also like matte lipstick, like all sort of colors. I have like a variety if you check the website. And that's really making it more.
It's few products that you want to showcase. Like, go ahead, because I saw this a lot in the post, but this is why I tell you, like, we don't even get to see it. Like, now that you are showing it to me, it's like, wow. I haven't seen it anywhere, like the type of lipstick that already have the light on. This is how I say that you think so much, because it's like, let's say that you just want to touch up. You are in the car, you are at night, you don't want people to know what you're doing, but you just pull out your makeup. It already has the light on. So feel free to take a few minutes if you want to showcase a couple of the products from Boujee, or a couple of products that you want from the RA Lux company.
Definitely, Baker. I don't have a lot in my office, but definitely like the one that I have display on like my desk whenever I'm just working. I mean I do have it there. So that's one of the lipstick that I came out with. It's really a three-in-one combo, and the pencil of that lipstick. You can just wear it alone. Apply a small like a lip gloss and just go about your day. But the beauty about it is the three-in-one. You can be anywhere because I attend a lot of events, Baker. Like tonight, I'm attending an event that's happening in Boston. So sometimes when it's so dark, you want to touch up, you want to stay beautiful and stuff like that. You just want to keep up with everything. So that's just very unique. That's just one thing. That's one of my best sellers when it comes to lipstick. And like I said, prior, I am coming out with like expect to see a lot of like more product coming up for Boujee in the next 2 weeks, in the next month coming up. For the skincare, I have, oh my God, I have a lot. That's just one of the things that I probably want to showcase is the facial clean the cleansing wash. It's ultrasonic. It's very good, with the soap and everything. It's also, deep cleans your pore and stuff like that. Those are the things that's gonna target this imperfection. And you can just go out there, and I barely wear makeup throughout the day. um I used to go out there not really knowing and not having the essential to just know what to use, what to do to get out there. And it's very affordable, extremely affordable. That's only $40. And if you check anywhere else, that's like $120 online. So with the I, I even have for people that have skin that's kind of hard to target the imperfection. I have glycolic acid that people can apply that really will exfoliate their skin and really give them the beauty. It's all about patient. It's all about having the right product, and that's what I have out there. And I'm confident, like everything that I have is really, really good. Like once people use it, they will come back. I have all repeated customers. I have all referrals for my customers. Like I said, one thing you'll see about me more is the presence online. And yes, I love that you touch on the alopecia when it comes to my hair oil. That's just one of the things that he grows people's hair back. And also men. I have friend of mine, he bought the oil And it's like, Rachel, I don't know what's that gonna do because you get a shove, and stuff like that. And he sent me a picture. I don't have it. I should have that prepared for you. He sent me a picture. He's like, oh, come say what cheveux got vini and stuff like that. And those are the compliments that's really, like push me into really putting like essential thing, like really great things out there, affordable, luxurious things, product out there, and that's what people really should expect from me.
Well, that's true. I had a lovely conversation with you. You see, you were getting so stressed out, and I told you, no, it's going to be like old time. You don't need to be stressed. It's going to be nice. It's going to be loving. I just really felt like people needed to know from your company because I use your makeup. People compliment me constantly about my makeup, and my makeup over the years elevated thanks to Boujee because I had all of your products. I still use your brushes that you sent me. I still have one stack that I haven't really used, so in the colors, I just like the tools are just amazing. And I really wanted people to like be acquainted with the woman that here I am, I'm using your makeup constantly. So I really wanted to invite you. I had a loving conversation with you. I think that would touch on the majority of the things that we wanted to touch on. I don't know if you want to leave, like, what is a word of advice that you would leave for any young entrepreneurs who is watching you? What are some of the steps that you feel like? I know we touched on that in the beginning. You said to have the proper skill sets. Outside of the skill sets, we also talk about to have the consistency, to do the work. But any words of encouragement and advice that you have for any young entrepreneurs that is watching you right now?
Yeah, definitely. There's no real time to start, Baker. Like we spoke about, like the like like makeup is very saturated right now. Just be authentic to who you are. Just have the right product out there. Don't take any shortcut, and just be yourself and just have the right thing out there. Don't let social media like hinder you. Like don't let like and no one talk you into anything. Just be your true self. And really, there's gonna be critics. Critics shouldn't stop you. There's gonna be critiques. There's gonna be talk. There's gonna be a lot of competition. And then one thing with being authentic to yourself, those competitors are the one that just really gonna try to really put you down, or try to like make your company go out of business and stuff like that. So being authentic and just don't when I say don't follow, it just really be careful into what you're putting out there. Just be your true self and just start. There's no right and wrong. You can always start. If it doesn't work, you can stop. But really, just have a plan, like we spoke about before. It's a will and the skill. Just have a plan, and if they don't have the right knowledge, I had the finance background, I had the professional background, I have coached a lot of folks. I've worked with a lot of people over the years, 22 years in the banking industry as an assistant vice president. So I've met all set of people, like a lot of them. So really just start. And maybe makeup is not your thing. Maybe it's something else, but just, find your common ground and just take it from there.
All right, Madame Boujee by Rach. Merci beaucoup here with me for giving me your time on today. I know that you are a busy woman. So thank you so much, my love, for being here with me. I appreciate you, and I look forward to everything else that you're getting ready. You inspire me, so thank you so very much for being here tonight.
Thank you so much, Vika. It was great to have that conversation. It was so beautiful. Like you look great. You're not wearing any makeup, but you look wonderful. It was great to have that conversation. We should have it more often. And thank you everyone for watching. Next time.